Hello, friends. Welcome to humanology 10 for 20. Happy Wednesday evening. Let's do stretching. Freak musical. Oh, well, it makes me happy. Yeah, whatever. That works. Now, yeah, stretching. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Ah. Okay, now let's do rod, long staff. Bingo. Okay. Right. Wrist. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, five is okay, thank you. Nice. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's take a break from mathematics, okay? Let's talk about other topics. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Talk about other topics. Okay. How about state politics, okay? Sure. It's Alaskan state politics, but it made into national news. I read about it. Watched some YouTube video about it, like news clips. But let me redo my hair, okay? Ay, yeah, maybe it's time for a haircut, huh? Yeah, it does look like time for a haircut. Okay, okay, okay. So, uh, I was active in Alaskan politics in between 2020, actually between 2019 and 2022 for 3 years. 2019 to 2022, okay? Yeah. I ran for twice. 2020, Alaska State Senate. 2022, US Senate in Alaska, okay? So, yeah. So, for 3 years, I was politically active, okay? 2019, 20, 2021, 2022, 4 years. I was politically active for 4 years as a candidate, okay? But I apologize for this hairdo, okay? But I'm sorry, but we have to move on, okay? So beyond Honkile's hairstyle, so we gotta move on. Okay, so it was fun, okay? I learned a lot, made many friends. I'm glad that I did it, okay? Although I was not elected in either election, okay? That does not matter, okay? What matters is education, okay? Yeah, I educated people and people educated me. So that's win-win situation, okay? And I met a lot of politicians when I was politically active, okay? Yeah. Including present governor. I met him before he became governor, okay? When he was running for governor, okay? He's a cool guy. I met, how many former governors have I met? Two of them, okay? Yeah. I never met Miss Sarah Palin, okay? So, yeah. But I met many current and former mayors, uh, also local council members, city council members, uh, community council members, and county level, borough level, assembly members, and both former and current and future too. Like before, when they were running for it, okay, later on became elected, okay. So and also state level legislators, both current, former, and future, when they were like running for it. Okay, so I met a lot of politicians and a lot of journalists in Alaska, and also a lot of political activists. They're great too. Okay, so and I was politically active for 4 years. Okay, so I met a lot of course, Alaskan voters. Okay, when it comes to journalists, I even met journalists in foreign countries and journalists in Alaska, of course. Many of them became my friends. Okay, so also journalists from other states in America. Okay, yeah. Mhm. They're cool, great professionals. Okay, they're cool. Okay, yeah. They're great people. Also, our social media friends. Okay, yeah. future leaders. Okay, yeah. Mhm. So it's good that I ran for some political positions. Okay, so because otherwise I would not have met those wonderful people actually all around the world. Okay, in social media. Okay, so yeah, so it was good. Okay. 5 minutes break for correct. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, happy July 4th coming. Yeah, happy Independence Day coming. Yeah, in what? 2 days? Yeah. So, uh, Alaska, like other states, we have two senators. Senator Samukorski, she's cool. I met her once. Okay. Her staffers, yeah, I know them. Okay, so they're cool. Okay, they're great people. Okay, so but Senator Samukorski is the one I ran against. Okay, of course I lost big time. I was bottom two out of like 18 candidates. Okay, so I was second from last. Okay, so but she's cool. Okay, and Senator Dan Sullivan, yeah, yeah, he's cool. I met him many times. Okay, yeah, he's a very cool guy. Cool guy. Okay, yeah, they were cool. Okay, so and so this year, Senator Dan Sullivan is running for his re-election, uh, and there are many challengers. like about 18 of them. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so and one of the challengers' name is okay. Incumbent Senator is Senator Dennis Sullivan. Okay, yeah, and one of his challengers, uh, Mr. Dan J. Sullivan of Petersburg, Alaska. Where is Petersburg, Alaska? It's southeast of Alaska. You cannot drive there. It's airplane, ship only. Okay. Yeah, so. Okay. Yeah. So southeast Alaska, there's Sitka, Juneau, Petersburg, Haines, Wrangell, I think. Ketchikan. Okay, that's the one I was trying to remember. Okay. Yeah, the southeast Alaska. Okay. I went to Juneau 2 months ago. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's nice. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Dan J. Sullivan, he's a retired teacher in Petersburg, Alaska. So he's running for US Senate. Okay. So and there's some theories that saying, oh, he's also running as a Republican. Okay. So there's some theories that that's what became very national news. Okay. So maybe Democrat. Okay. Another prominent candidate from Democratic Party in Alaska, Ms. Mary Petola. I never met her. Okay, so she's from Northern Alaska. She's Alaskan native. She's from Northern Alaska, maybe Nome. Okay, somewhere around there. Okay, interior, Northern Alaska. Okay, yeah, so uh, she was elected as a U.S. Congress person. Okay, and then she lost the her re-election. Okay, yeah. Who defeated Ms. Mary Petola's re-election? Mr. Nick Beckich. Yeah, I met him many times. Okay? He's cool. Okay. Oh yeah. I know his staff members too. Okay. Yeah. They're all cool people. Okay. Yeah, they're cool. Mm. And now Ms. Mary Petola, former congresswoman, is another U.S. Senate candidate this year in Alaska. Okay. So some people speculate that maybe Ms. Mary Petola hired some people so that to confuse the Alaskan voters. Maybe some name search in Alaska and found Mr. Dan J. Sullivan, who used to be Democrat, and so hired him so that he would run as a Republican, to confuse Alaskan voters. Same names, but different middle name initial. Okay, that's their theory. Okay, so and Alaska National Republican Association, they filed a lawsuit. Actually, I think they may have made petition to Alaska Division of Election. Okay, so hey, Mr. Dan J. Sullivan is not a legitimate candidate. He just is hired by Ms. Merit Patola, a Democrat, so that to dilute the voting, confuse the voters. So it's their theory, and Alaska Division of Election agreed with them, and they decide to not list Mr. Dan J. Sullivan's name in the ballot. And Mr. Dan J. Sullivan sued them in Alaska trial court, Superior Court, okay? And in Alaska Superior Court, that's trial court, okay? They sided with Mr. Dan J. Sullivan. And then, like the national level Republican Association They appealed to the Alaska State Supreme Court. And last Monday, uh, Alaska State Supreme Court affirmed Superior Court's decision, siding with Mr. Dan J. Sullivan. That was only last Monday, 2 days ago. Okay? Yeah. So what do you think about that? Yeah. After 5 minutes break, I'll give you some legal analysis because I'm an attorney, okay? Okay. Continuing legal education, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes break, thank you. All right, welcome to Human School. Yeah. Election or kind of, 5 minutes. But if you want to think about it, was that right decision, wrong decision? Yeah, please feel free to think about it, okay? Yeah. And form your own opinion, okay? Yeah, sure. 5 minutes, thank you. It's just it's very comical news actually. Okay, so so what do you think? Okay, yeah, what do you think about this whole situation? Uh, it made national news. I mean, you don't get to hear about Alaska in national news very often. You need more time? Sure. We'll get back to that story later, okay? So if you need more time to think about it, okay? So if only if you want to, it's optional. So 2009, I think it's 2019, okay? The kind of motivation maybe 2018, okay? So the reason why I got into politics is this, okay? It was not intentional at all. It was quite accidental actually, okay? So uh it's either 2018 or 2019, okay? City of Wasilla. I live just outside of Wasilla, okay? So City of Wasilla decided to basically ban plastic bags, the traditional plastic bags, and if it's a decomposable like plastic kind of biomaterial plastic bag that can decompose, they can get rotten, okay? Those are allowed, okay, but they're more expensive, okay? And paper bags are allowed because they rot, okay? But synthetic fossil fuel based plastic was banned. It is by Alaska Wasilla City Council's decision back in 2018 or 2019. Okay, so around there. Uh, I came to Alaska 2015. So between 2015 and 2016, I lived in 1 year in Anchorage, first year in Alaska. Okay, and after that, I got this house and I moved in 2016 around there. Okay, so so I did not like that policy. So I went to city council meeting because I read about this in national news. Again, Alaska does not become very often in national news. Okay, we're just quiet and we do our own stuff and we don't make troubles. Just we're just happy people here. Okay, so but city of Wasilla became national news, like the very first city that banned synthetic plastic bags. Okay, then I went to city council meetings, weekly meetings that's open to public, and expressed my opinion. Okay, and they like it. City council members, many of them later on became my friends. Okay, and mentors too in politics. Okay, they're great people. And they said, "Well, Mr. Lee, you should have come here earlier because we already passed this." But they really appreciate my theories. What was my theory? Look, plastic bags, they're not toxic. They do not harm animals, plants. Fossil fuel is natural, actually. Fossil fuel, that dead plants, dead animals, long time ago. Okay, so they do not really hurt the environment. It may look dirty because they do not rot, like on the side of the road. We can just spring, clean up, pick it up. What's the problem? Okay, and then it just hurts the business because paper bag or the decomposable plastic they're more expensive for business and also consumers too. Okay, so I started attending like city council meetings, then Matthew Valley County, we call it borough, assembly meeting, and I met local activists, local elected officials like community councils. Then I kind of became an activist. Back then, I was heavily conservative, and I joined the Republican Party too. And I started going to like Republican Party meeting in Matthew Valley, in Anchorage, in Kenai Peninsula. Okay, because back then I was heavily conservative. Okay, And I ran in 2020. Yeah, you know what? Just being an activist is not good enough. Okay, I'm gonna run for election. Okay, so Alaska State Senate race in representing Wasilla, Greater Wasilla area in Matsu Valley. Okay, year 2020. I ran for a Republican primary. I got the last spot. How many candidates? About 7 or 10. Okay, there were many. I was the last. Okay, just 2020 August. Okay, next election. Uh, okay, 2021 January. Yeah, January. What was it? January 7th or January 4th? At the Capitol riot, you know, trying to invalidate Mr. Joe Biden's election win. 2021 January, right? Jan 6, January 6th. That's what it was. Uh, After that, I left the Republican Party. Okay, because it just did not feel right. Okay, and then I became independent after the event, January 6, 2021. Okay, so I became independent and I filed for U.S. Senate candidate in Alaska for 2022 election as an independent candidate. Okay, and because I'm independent candidate, there's no primary. Okay? It's just regulation in November 2022. There were like 18 candidates. I was second to the last, so I lost again. After that, I left politics. Hmm? Why? I realized that the evolution of humanity, I cannot quite accelerate it. Okay, so the speed of human evolution is very gradual, very slow. It takes a long time because of inertia of custom, habits, traditions. So I'm kind of ahead of time, in my opinion. So I cannot bring up majority of voters up to speed. I realize that. So, okay. And that's fine. I learned something. I learned many things actually. Now 5 minutes break, okay? Yeah. Then we get back to the this year's Senate race in Alaska, okay? Yeah. Okay, 5 minutes, thank you. Vocal rest. Mm. Okay, so basically, back to the lawsuit. Okay, Mr. Dan J. Sullivan, represented by some attorney, and then Alaska Division of Election, represented by another attorney, arguing in front of superior court, trial court, and then okay, uh, so Alaska Division of Election, their argument was that Mr. Dan J. Sullivan, uh, his candidacy is not in good faith. It's in bad faith. It's about deception. And then Mr. Dan J. Sullivan's attorney's argument is that, but those are theories. I did not read the opinions. I just read the news. Okay, I did not. Because I'm busy. Okay, so I just read the news. Okay, so Mr. Dan J. Sullivan's argument. Well, I'm a candidate. I'm qualified to run. Okay, so to run for U.S. Senate, okay, so there's some U.S. federal constitutional requirement. Okay, you have to be of certain age, American citizenship, and then maybe some Alaska state statute level or federal level statutes. Okay, like residence, Alaskan residency requirement, blah blah blah. Those legal requirements. Okay, so and he met those requirements. Okay. So Superior Court sided with Mr. Dan J. Sullivan. And Alaska Division of Election appealed to Alaska State Supreme Court. And the ruling was issued 2 days ago, okay? Again, I did not read the ruling, I just read the news, okay? Uh, so they expedite the process because the due date for Alaska Division of Election stamping the ballots is like something like yesterday or something, okay? So, okay. So both Supreme Court and Supreme Court went very fast. Okay, yeah, state level Supreme Court. Okay, and because it's important. Okay, so from what I read in the news, your Supreme Court's opinion basically saying, well, the thing is, good faith is not one of the requirements to be a candidate in U.S. Senate race in Alaska. Okay, so what do you think? Eh? Do you agree or disagree? The state Supreme Court justices and judges in a trial court level. That's called superior court in Alaska. Uh, what do you think? Hmm? But I guess I've given you enough time. Okay, so would you care to hear what I think for what it counts? Well, I'm an attorney. I'm a lawyer. Okay, I started I started practicing law since 2018, so it's been 10 years, or 8 years. It's been 8 years. Okay, so my opinion as an attorney, practicing attorney is this, okay? I think they made the right decision. Okay? Yeah, so Supreme Court and Supreme Court, okay? Why? Okay, so if some people think that it's wrong for a person to become a candidate in order to confuse the voters, whether that's true or not, but it's their argument, okay? It could be true, it could be false, I don't know. Okay? But if people want to prevent so-called bad faith candidates in an election to be a candidate, then they need to change the law. It could be Alaska state statutory level, or it could be national statutory level, or it could be even a United States Constitution level, federal Constitution level. The requirement for a person to register as a candidate for an election, but current law say nothing about bad faith, good faith, intention of like causing voter confusion. Today's law is silent in that department. To change that, they need to change the law. Who can change the law? Lawmakers. State level? Yeah, state level Congress people, state level senators. Federal level? US Congress? Yeah, the Congress people, Senator, US senators. To amend the US Constitution? Yeah, it's federal Congress. That's what it takes. And other states need to ratify it, meaning support it. Okay? It has to go through the process to change the law. Just because some people do not like this law, they cannot just override it. That's not how it works. Because otherwise it will be too arbitrary, disorderly, chaotic, okay? That's why there's this process to change the law, even change the US Constitution, like amendment, okay? And laws do change. It's just very slow process because it's consensus based. It's not like some groups of people do not like this law and then change it. No, it has to go through the many elected officials in state level. It could be state level, county level, city level, or it could be national, federal level too. Okay, it has to be some general consensus between Democrats, Republicans, and third parties, independents. Okay, it's a slow process to change your law. Yeah, it takes a lot of lobbyists as well. Okay, yeah, they're not always bad, not lobbyists. Okay, no, they're good lobbyists too, like veterans lobbyists. Okay, who I benefit from. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. 5 minutes break for chorus. Thank you. All right. Yeah, now we're talking about politics. Okay, sure, sure. Yeah. Political science. Yeah. Now, next question. Are you concerned about the integrity of this election when it comes to Alaska's US Senate election? I mean, do you think it will make any difference? Uh, in my opinion, because I'm in Alaska, first of all, I'm not into politics these days, okay? So, am I going to vote? I do not think I will vote, okay? Because I'm just not interested in politics these days, okay? So, it's interesting news. That's what I'm talking about now. But these days, I'm just not into politics, okay? So, I don't think I'm going to vote, okay? So, but do I think it will make any difference? I do not. Why? Because voters in any states or any countries, okay, they go to voting station because they want to vote, and sometimes they wait for long line, wait in the long line, and sometimes to avoid the line, they wake up early or go to the voting station late, to avoid the waiting line. So they're investing a lot of their energy and time and even money too to drive to the voting station. It costs gasoline money, which is quite expensive these days. Do you think they would make a mistake? Confuse names? I don't think so. After all that investment of their energy and time and money to go to the voting station, they're not going to confuse name at all. They're two different initials. Huh? S and J. There's no room for confusion, in my opinion, okay? So I don't think it will make any difference. If Mr. Dan J. Sullivan gets votes in Alaska in this election, I do not think it will be because some people confused his name with the other candidate's name. I do not think so. If Mr. Dan J. Sullivan gets votes this year election, it's because some people like him and that's why they voted for him. Not out of confusion, but out of intention. Okay, so that's my opinion and prediction. Who's gonna win? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But I do not think there will be any confusion. Okay? Yeah, it became national news, right? Two candidates with two different middle initial, but otherwise same spelling. It became national news. And Alaskan vote, okay, not every Alaskans vote. Yeah, eligible voters, like adult, okay, in Alaska. How much percentage of Alaskans vote who are out of the eligible people? I don't know, maybe 20%, 30%. I don't know. It's Alaska is like other states in America, okay? Though in America, not that many people vote, okay? How many people vote for like U.S. presidential election? It's okay. Let's go to Google. Sure, let's look it up. Scripture. Uh, in America, hmm? Voter turnout about 65% voted. Okay, okay. Well, actually, I don't know. Hmm? In 2024, sure, sure. I want AI. It gives good summary. 64%. Okay, okay. It's not that bad. How about in Alaska? So nationally 64%. How about in Alaska? AI mode. 63%. Okay, that's higher than I thought. Okay, okay, okay. I thought you would be lower than that. But okay, 67, about 65% eligible voters, about more than 60%. Okay, let's say 65% eligible voters vote typically in America and also in Alaska. Okay, higher than I thought. Okay. So we're talking about eligible voters, like adults, basically, okay? And then let's say to make it easier, let's say 60% people vote, okay? 40% don't. This year I won't. Okay? Right, because I'm not interested. Okay? Uh so 60% of eligible voters, basically adults, okay, more than 18, something like that, okay. So uh, they are the people who are interested in politics, at least in election day, okay? And so they are interested in reading about politics in the news. Nowadays, me, I don't, unless it's something extremely interesting like this the case we talked about. Okay, I don't even read about politics. I'm not interested. Okay, but over 60% of Americans and Alaskans, they are interested in politics. That's why they go to voting station and vote, investing their time and money. If they are so interested in politics, it is obvious they read the news about politics and they enjoy reading it. Me, I do not these days. I do not enjoy reading about politics, so I do not read it unless it's interesting case like the one we talked about. Okay, in the radio, in the radio when I drive my car or in the morning when they talk about politics, I turn the channel. I do not want to hear it. I appreciate good kind of politics. I do. It's just that it's not my interest area these days. I'm more interested in like history these days. Okay. But other people, the voters who go to 60% Americans or Alaskans, where Alaska is part of America, by the way. But yeah, they go to voting station and then so obviously they enjoy reading about politics in the news. So Alaskan voters this year, the 60% who go to voting station, of course they know about it. Yeah, two candidates with the same name with two different middle name initials. Of course they know about it. But they read about it. They enjoy reading about politics. So there is no way they will be confused at all in the voting election day. No, that's not going to happen. Make sense? Yeah. We're doing logical analysis now. Okay? Yeah. 5 minutes break. Yeah. Welcome to humanology school. Humanology, okay? Yeah. It's been 1 hour. Let's ventilate, okay? Yeah. 5 minutes for class. Thank you. Yeah. That was nice, huh? Yeah. Logical analysis. Like science, political science. Sure, sure. Yeah. Nice. Well done. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah. So the thing is this, okay, Mr. Dan. Okay, let's say hypothetically. Okay, let's say Mr. Dan J. Sullivan gets a lot of votes. Hypothetically, okay, and I do not think it's from confusion at all. No, it will be a very fair election. Okay, so then hypothetically, in alternative universe, let's say Mr. Dan J. Sullivan did not run. Okay, and then that's one, alternative universe two. The real universe, then J. Sullivan running, okay? Alternative universe, let's say universe one and two, okay? Let's say Mr. Dan J. Sullivan did not run, okay? And then we have voters who voted for, in the future, hypothetically, for Mr. Dan J. Sullivan. In the alternative universe two, uh, those voters who voted for Mr. Dan J. Sullivan, they would have voted for another candidate in alternative universe two, where Mr. Dan J. Sullivan did not run. Okay. Now then, in the real universe, in the future, uh, those voters who voted for Mr. Dan J. Sullivan, who would have they, who would they have voted for in universe two when where Dan J. Sullivan did not run? Would they have voted for Ms. Mary Peltola or incumbent senator or somebody else? That is unknowable. We are not talking about one voter. Even if we are talking about only one voter, who can read this one voter's mind inside of their brain? And we are not just talking about one voter. We are talking about how many voters voted for Mr. Dan J. Sullivan in the real universe. It could be hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, who knows? And there's no way to tell this, let's say 1,000 people, okay? We have no way to tell these 1,000 voters who they would have voted for if Mr. Dan J. Sullivan did not run, okay? It could be incumbent, it could be with Peltola, or it could be somebody else. Who knows, right? Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's not going to make any difference, okay? The kind of voters, conservative Republican voters who really support the incumbent senator, oh, they will make sure they vote for him. They're not going to get confused. I don't think so. Okay, because they're catching on with the news, political news. Okay. Oh, Ms. Patola's voters, I'm sure they will vote for her. But because the general consensus is this, okay? Uh, they I'm not talking about my opinion. I'm talking about general people's opinion, okay? It may be true, it may be false, but from reading the news, it seems to me most people think that Mr. Dan J. Sullivan is working for Ms. Mary Peltola. That's what most people think. Okay, that's what I think. What do I think? To be honest with you, I don't care because I'm not into politics these days. I'm not interested in politics. Okay, so I do not even want to form an opinion. Okay, yeah, I just don't think about it. I read this news because it's interesting. Okay, so I have no opinion about it. Yeah. because I don't care. All right? I appreciate good politicians. I do. It's just not. I'm not interested in that area anymore. Maybe in the future, I don't know. Okay, but nowadays, I'm just not interested in politics. Okay, so I read this political news because it's very very interesting. Okay, that's all. Mm, okay, yeah. Then, if Mr. Denjay Sullivan gets a lot of votes, who are those voters? We can take a guess, right? But I do not think it would be a hardcore Democrat who'd vote for Ms. Mary Patola. And I do not think it would be hardcore Republicans who'd vote for incumbent senator. Okay? So if people vote for Mr. Denjay Sullivan, my guess is that they're more like people halfway in the middle, like independents or third party or minority party. Okay? If people vote for Mr. Denjay Sullivan, I think it's because they like him. Because Mr. Denjay Sullivan gave us very interesting news to read about. We got entertained. And some people may vote for him as an appreciation of that entertainment value. That would be my guess. Okay? We're entertained. And people want to be entertained. Yeah? Okay? Yeah. That's that. Okay, so that's that. Yeah. So time check now. What, it's been more than 1 hour. Uh should we do Instagram live or not? I do not know. I'm not sure. Well, yeah. Because I had a very busy day at work today. Okay, so I'm not sleepy. I'm not hungry. But uh, because doing Instagram live show, it takes a lot of energy. Okay, we have live audience. Okay, so mm, so let's just talk here. Okay, some more. Because I had very busy day at work. Okay, so a little bit lower energy level. Okay, but I'm not sleepy. I'm not hungry. Okay, 5 minutes break. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about something else. Okay, sure. Uh, well, though I sorry about this hairdo. Okay, I do not like it either. Okay, it's just whatever. It's only slightly better. So it's a political advertisement. Yeah, call this elected official to thank that person. They should stop doing that because sounds too arrogant. Okay, I mean they should be thank elected officials. They should be thanking the voters for their support. Okay, not the other way. Okay, yeah, because they're public servants, elected officials. Okay, but they're also good kind of politicians. Okay, so I appreciate their service. I do. Okay, because I know they work very long hours. I taking all the phone calls. I of course they have staffers. They receive a lot of emails. Okay, I used to write them too. Did I get any responses? I have maybe from the staffers or maybe themselves sometimes. Okay, because many of them are my friends, elected officials. Okay, and they're great public servants. Okay, I hugely appreciate them. Okay, many of them are my mentors too. Okay, back in the days when I was active in politics. Okay, they're great, great people. Both parties, okay? Yeah. Third parties too, okay? Independents as well. They were cool. Now let's talk about something else, okay? My car is the Ford Expedition 2007, okay? So it may be older than you, okay? So I love that car. It has more than 200,000 miles, okay? And I'm proud of it, okay? So I want to, I will keep this car as long as possible, as long as it runs, okay? Uh, But the thing is this, old models, the parts, some car parts are not being manufactured anymore. Okay. Then you take machinists who custom design and cut the metals to make those parts that's not being manufactured anymore. They can be very, very, very expensive. Okay. Then I would have to put my car to junkyard. Okay. Because it's something I cannot afford. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, the Ford Expedition, I love that car. It's mine now because it's fully paid off. Okay. Ran out of whiskey. I'll buy whiskey tomorrow. Okay. But because this car is so old, okay, okay. Now it's Alaska summer, so about a month ago, okay, I turned the air conditioner for the first time this year, and it smelled like kind of like sweet and syrupy. So I kind of recognize it must be engine coolant antifreeze, okay? Because I know a bit about cars, okay? It was when I was in the U.S. Army. Yeah, I learned how to fix cars, something small, okay? Yeah. I was the electrician of helicopters when I was in the army, okay? So, hmm? Yeah, hardware like electronics, machines, some carpentry. I did learn, okay? DIY, do it yourself, okay? Yeah. Kind of DIY guy, okay? Small things, okay? Yeah. And but okay, then as summer goes on, okay, yeah, I turn the air conditioner again and again and again, and that smell disappeared, okay. And later on, I learned from professional car mechanics that if leak is not too bad for an old car, it's a very small leak, it's okay. Okay, that's what I said. Okay, and it makes sense. Okay, yeah, sure. It does not smell like that anymore when I turn on air conditioner. Okay, okay, okay. Mhm. Nice. Yeah. So what kind of repair have I done in my past in the car? Like changing motor for the power window or turn signal, beep beep beep. The clicking sound, that part. Seatbelt buckle, the with the spring, that part, and uh, yeah, the turn signal light bulb. Something small. Okay. Yeah. It was fun. It just took me a long time, but it was fun. Yeah. Hmm? Yeah. Just chilling. Yeah. So tomorrow's Thursday, and Friday is okay. July 4th this year is Saturday, so that's why Friday is holiday to compensate for that holiday. Okay, falling on Saturday. Okay, so tomorrow's like Thursday, but you will feel like Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday, but you will feel like Friday, huh? Okay, because weekend starts like tomorrow evening. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. What will I do in this July 4th weekend? 3-day weekend? Maybe mathematics. Instagram Live. Sure, sure. Nothing fancy. Oh, 5 minutes break. Oh, time check. You're getting a little bit sleepy, huh? Wait, 5 minutes, thank you. Okay. Oh yeah, now let's go about dreams, okay? Yeah, last night and the night before, I had very interesting dreams, okay? So I do remember one dream was I was naked on the street, and so I was looking for homeless shelter, and I found one, okay? And then, but that homeless shelter was a very nice one, okay? Homeless shelter is quite recurring dream, okay? I've been to homeless shelters when I was in my early 20s, okay? When I was traveling, I guess to save money, I stayed in homeless shelters, okay? In America. Okay, yeah. So I experienced with several homeless shelters, great volunteers, okay, great charitable organizations, okay. I appreciate it. So in that dream, probably two nights ago, I was naked on the street, and there was this icicle forming on my skin. Okay, it was cold, and looking for a homeless shelter, and I found one, and it was a nice one, okay. And there are a lot of performers, like actors, actresses, mostly actors, I think, okay. Uh, to entertain the homeless people in the homeless shelter. Okay, it was in second story. Okay, second floor, about three-story building, maybe a two-story building. That was interesting. Dream. Another dream from 2 nights ago is special forces training. Okay, so special forces training. Yeah, that's also recurring theme in my dreams. Okay, I see that quite a bit, quite not too often, but every now and then, like special forces training. Okay. Yeah, special forces because I've been to special forces training before, although I dropped out. Okay, dream from last night, well, earlier this morning. It was romantic dream. Okay, yeah, it's also every now and then recurring theme in my dreams. Okay, I had dating experience in my past. Okay, and that dream last night it was nice. It was nice. Yes, yeah, good looking lady, and so I was driving my car, and that lady. Okay, in that dream. Not in real life, but in that dream, has its own memory, right? So in that dream, that lady, yeah, I knew her, like acquaintance, okay. Uh, and I was driving my car, and she was on the sidewalk, and and then she just hopped in my car. Hey, I need a ride. Okay. And then I think we went to a restaurant or something in that dream last night, okay. And then some intimacy, so I was like, hey, would you like to come to my house? Have some private time. It was something like that. Okay, that was nice. I think I may have asked, "How about we go to your place?" Something like that. Okay, it was nice. Yeah, I enjoy romantic dreams. I do. Yeah, when I have one. How often do I get to have romantic dream? Because dreams is something we cannot control, right? Romantic dreams, I get to have one like maybe once a quarter, maybe 3 times a year, four, 5 times a year, maybe. About it's quite yeah. So not that frequent. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I enjoy it when I have one. Yeah. And I remember. 5 minutes break for rest. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. It's nice to take a break, right? Yeah, from mathematics and also Instagram Live as well. We enjoy both, but it's nice to take a break from that too. Okay? Yeah. 5 minutes. Okay, so okay, we talked about politics, we talked about cars, we talked about dreams. Now let's get back to cars, okay? Antifreeze, the engine coolant, is poisonous. It does smell sweet, but it is poisonous. It's highly toxic. Okay? Yeah, they're dangerous. Okay? Smelling is not too bad, but eating it, drinking it, oh, it's extremely toxic. Okay, so okay, and some animals. Okay, engine coolant, the antifreeze. It comes in general two colors, green or orange. Okay, so when it's spilled in the parking lot, some animals eat it and die. Okay, because it kind of smells sweet. Okay, but they're poisonous. Okay, they're highly toxic. Okay, be careful about that. Okay. Mm. Now what else? Why is synthetic plastic bag does not harm the environment? It's because it's come from fossil fuel. What is fossil fuel? It's dead animal, dead plants. That's organic material. Okay, and so they may not rot, but they're not like poisonous or toxic. We do not want to eat it because we cannot digest it. Okay, and you do not want to eat those plastics. Okay, because they're not digestible, and it can hurt internal organs like gastrointestinal gastrointestinal tract, whatever. Okay, so do not. Well, but when it comes to microplastics, okay, that's mostly harmless in my opinion. Okay, so okay, yeah. Some scientists say otherwise, but I disagree with them. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, plastic bags in the soil that does not do anything. Okay, it's not toxic. It's not does not harm the environment. It just look bad. That's all. Get up and put in the trash can. What's the problem? Also, during my public presentation in like Matsuboro meeting, Washila City Council meeting, Matsuboro Assembly meetings, also like back in the days when I was Republican, okay, so Republican Party meeting in Alaska, like they didn't like me because I was an activist, also like political candidate back then, but I'm funny. I know I'm more than a politician. Okay, like I'm also an entertainer, actor, comedian, writer, performer. Okay, because I'm trained in that department to make people laugh, to entertain people. Okay, so when I was against that plastic bag ban, I people really liked it. Okay, when I made public speech in Alaska. Okay, and let me tell you some of that stories. Okay, as a storyteller, activist, political candidate back in the days. Okay, yeah. It was fun. They liked me, okay, yeah, but it's still I was not very well known, and so I did not win the election. But that does not matter, okay. We had a good time together. No, let's go, okay. Yeah. So some things that I said in the public speech, I was like, okay, plastic bag is light, cheap, and durable. I recycle my plastic bags, okay, to carry things or trash can. Yeah, plastic bottle. I recycle it as long as it lasts, okay? But sometimes I see some microplastics, it become visible. Then I discard it because microplastic, small amount is fine, but you do not want to drink too much microplastic from plastic bottle No, this plastic bottle is too old. I discarded. Microplastic, small amount should be fine, but you do not have too much in your system, okay? And 5 is better. Then I tell you some things I said in public speech events in Alaska when I was politically active back then, okay? About plastic back then. I was against it. I think plastic bag is fine, okay? A famous bag for Correct, thank you. All right. Yeah, let's have some fun, huh? Story time, sure. Hey, do you remember Martel the role model? That cat with the blacks and white spots. Yeah, stop by. Nice. Very friendly. Very smart cat. Yeah. This cat is very well, it's a local celebrity here in Machu Valley, okay. I mean, in this neighborhood, okay, Clifford, because people love this cat because this cat is so smart and very friendly. They feed them. They feed this cat very well, okay. And because this cat is so popular in the neighborhood, very well fed. I think this cat is a little bit spoiled and very picky about food. I try to feed this cat with some hot dog sausage. He would not eat it. Okay, so ate some, but yeah. Anyway, okay, so plastic bag ban. My argument against it because I like plastic bags. Okay, so yeah, some as I said in the public speaking event in Machu Valley, like yeah, when some people say the plastic bag floating in the ocean. Some sea turtles mistake it as jellyfish and eat it, and then you know get into some trouble. My argument is that okay, maybe that kind of sea turtle is not very smart, so it's like survival of the fittest. That's part of natural selection, so that the smartest turtle would survive to the next generation. So I entertain people, okay? Yeah. Yeah. As a politician, as a political candidate, okay? And also very intelligent too. Entertaining and also intelligent. So that's why I got some votes. I mean I did not win the elections, but it's just that I'm just too ahead of time. So only the smartest voters in Alaska voted for me. Thank you. Only the smartest people in the world supported this campaign, the campaign I ran. Okay, so thank you. Okay, yeah, because we are just very few elitist, smartest people in the world. Okay, so and there are very few of us, and that's why I did not win the election because I was too ahead of time. Okay, I understand now. But back then, when I lost election, I did not understand why I lost. Now I know. I mean, after election loss, soul searching. Okay, some analysis. What happened? Why did I lose? Not just big, losing big, like bottom or second from the bottom. I'm like, oh, why? I do not understand. It took me several months to realize that, yeah, it's because I'm too ahead of time and I'm too smart to be elected by general population. Not just in Alaska, it be the same way anywhere in the world, okay? Yeah. But most people do not understand what I'm saying, okay? Humanology, it's just too difficult for them, okay? I understand now. Actually, I came to understanding after maybe 3 to 5 months after I lost the election in 2022. Okay. And now, well, 5 months after losing election in 2022, it's like this, okay? It's like, yeah, it's not necessary to accelerate human evolution speed because it does not make that much difference. In the long term, instead of years, decades, if we look at human history, like centuries, millennia, I 10 years, 20, 30 years, acceleration of human evolution, speed, it's not that important. It's not that significant acceleration, okay? It's not that necessary. Yeah, let humanity evolve in their own time because they're busy. They're busy with work, studying in school, or some others with their family members, busy, their hobbies. Okay, yeah. So evolution, that's why evolution is very slow. Okay, yeah. People are busy. Yeah. And it's okay that human evolution is slow. It's okay. Because they're getting better anyway. Let them take time. Enjoy their life, their lives. Look, I'm Korean American, okay? So in Korea, they're very lax about singular versus plural. It's not like English, okay? Korean language, they do have singular, plural, but they are very lax about it. Okay. So when I speak English as a Korean American, okay, Korean my first language, okay. So when I speak English, I'm also very lax about singular versus plural nouns, okay. So yeah. Now time check. Now we are relaxed. Good. We got 15 minutes left. Let's take 2 minutes break. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, we're having fun. Relaxed. Nice. Yeah, so everything is fine. Let humanity take their time to evolve in their own speed that they're comfortable with. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Because human evolution trajectory throughout human history, yeah, it's upward. We're getting better slowly, okay? As humanity, human race, okay? It's so cool. Huh? Mhm. So some recurring questions, like when I do like Instagram live, okay? Uh, it's many times is that there's nobody in the audience, okay, in social media, okay. When I do Instagram live, okay, I do that's totally fine because it get recorded here in YouTube and also Instagram as Honkilis account too. Yes, and after the show was recorded, yeah, people watch it. Not that many, but for the record, it's now it's matter of record. It's it, YouTube here, Instagram Honkilis account. They're in the internet. It's accessible for everybody worldwide. And they do watch it sometimes, okay? Not that many though. It does not matter, okay? Maybe in the future, more audience, maybe. I don't know. But it's recorded. And that's why I do this. Okay? To leave a mark? Sure. Legacy? Sure. And but for me, I like doing this. I'm having fun, okay? Yeah. As a narrator, as a performer, entertainer, also scholar. It's like publication, okay, of my findings, my discovery to share with the rest of the world. Okay, knowledge. So welcome to human school. Okay, human show. Yeah. Some contribution to humanity? Sure, sure. Maybe one day. Nowadays, for the selected few like you, the chosen ones. Okay. Cheers to you. Okay. Yeah, thank you for being amazing. Yeah, you're fantastic. You're awesome. Okay. I don't. Hmm? Yeah. So everything's fine. Okay. Yeah. Uh, what makes me happy is this. Okay. I mean, I'm happy in many different ways, but like young people getting good jobs, going back to school, okay, and doing good in school, whatever school it may be, it could be vocational school, job training, on-the-job training, or traditional colleges, doesn't matter, does not matter. Just continuing education, continuing career development, okay. When I see that happening in young people, that makes me really happy. Because there's constant emphasis in human school. Yeah, focus on education, career development. Okay, that's what when young people do that, it makes me genuinely happy. Yeah, I mean, some other people, yeah, they want to get married, have children, have their own family. That's cool too. Yes, yes. If they are mature adults after they turn like what 27, whatever. Okay. Yeah, that's legitimate. Okay, but just because I'm happy single guy, uh, personally, for personal reason, okay, I appreciate marriage. Appreciate family value. I do. Okay, but just because personally I'm a happy single guy who want to be single, who like being single. Okay, what makes me really happy is when I see people further their education, their career development. That's what really makes me happy. It's just from personal perspective. That's all. Okay, but family value is important. It is. I appreciate it. Okay. Uh, I know that many parents, grandparents in the world, they get really happy when their children, their grandchildren, meet good boyfriend, girlfriend, and later on get married, have children. They get very, very, very happy about it, and I appreciate it. I appreciate their happiness. I know I'm 48. I turned 48 about what 2 weeks ago. Okay, and I've seen a lot of people. I've met a lot of people. Okay, I appreciate the diversity of humanity. I do. Okay, but I happen to be just happy single guy. Okay, uh, I'm not saying what lifestyle is better. No, it's diversity. Family is important. I recognize it. Okay. Oh yeah, my parents were married. They gave birth to me. My parents. Okay, it's important. Family value. I know. Okay, of course it is important. Hmm. Yeah, the continuity of humanity. Okay, I understand, but it really personally it makes me happy when I see young people focusing on education, career development. That's what really makes me happy, and they're doing right things, taking care of themselves. diet, exercise, martial arts, singing, dancing, writing, healthy hobbies. That's what really makes me happy when I see it. Okay. Self-development, improvement, to become a better human being. To be ethical, moralistic, okay? Yeah. Now, time check. We got less than 5 minutes left. Okay. Mhm. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Let me try to remember. What was it? What was that one thing I wanted to talk about? One more thing I wanted to talk about. Let me try to remember. Maybe come back to me at some point. Memory. So hey, if you want to get married, that's mature adults. That's cool. Okay. But if you want to be single, that's cool too. Okay. And yeah, be ambitious either way. Okay. Yeah. And I think it's a good idea to have good relationship with divinity, deity. Okay. Yeah. Whether it's organized religion or personal religion. Okay. Yeah. I think it's still a good idea either way. Some kind of religion could be personal, organized. That's fine too. Either way. Okay. Yeah. I think that really helps. Okay. Yeah. But in my experience, my personal experience, okay, I think there's God. God is divinity, okay. And I hear from other people too, okay, who are not traditional religious at all. They're very secular people, but they told me they sense something, okay, yeah, some divinity, higher being, okay, and I agree, okay. Mm. But I still do not remember that one thing that I wanted to talk about. I tried to remember it, and I tell you about it when I remember it. Okay. So, okay, it's been 2 hours. Okay, yeah, my proud future leaders, contemporary professionals, and past mentors. Yeah, thank you for your service. Thank you for your mentorship, and thank you for being amazing future leaders. Okay, thank you. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.